Do you feel that these blindfolds are going to stop crime? Do you feel that putting on blindfolds where you literally can't see what's happening around you is going to do anything? No, this protest is a lie. Last night, the SRC decreed that this protest will be cancelled if we have speakers present. Now I ask you, what will this accomplish without us speaking to each other, having a memorandum, and having our student leaders speak to us? They are not present, they are not here. I ask you, what does this accomplish? Nothing. I was part of the team, the original team that organized this, and we campaigned for speakers that last night a compromise was made because the SRC wants to cover its own arse. They want to protect the university. They don't want us to hold them accountable by reason of working with them, by not wanting to alienate the people that are supposed to help us. Now I ask you, how do you hold somebody accountable by working with them in tandem? That is redundant logic. This SRC is useless. They have done nothing for you. If you look at the flyers we've been handing out, the official flyers with the official memorandum that I drafted, you will see that there is a list of demands. And one of them includes a link to the SRC term report, so you'll see for yourself. There is nothing in there. They have done nothing. They have spent 500 rand on posters, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. Fuck all else. I stand before you today to read to you the official memorandum with official demands and to tell you that there is a link on those memorandums to go sign a petition for real change. One where we don't stand around aimlessly. One where you can go sign and come with me and make a difference by demanding from the university, by holding them accountable. Are you sick of crime? Are you sick of being unsafe in the streets, not being able to go to a goddamn test without being abducted? Yes. Are you sick of walking from your girlfriend's house and having to walk with her because you can't trust these streets to keep her safe? You can't trust the USDD. Yes. There is no university structure in place to help us, or it is insufficient if there is. Ladies and gentlemen, please go sign the petition. I urge you, read the terms carefully. We are demanding, and I can't speak for you, of course, I'm speaking for myself, but if you agree with me, please go sign it. We demand a forum with all the community role players involved. That includes the university. We are not averse to working with them, we are just averse to working under them. We demand a forum with the community role players, including the university, the police, the municipality, and a duly elected body of students that actually represents our interests, not the SRC. We demand that this forum take place, and from there, we will work on an action plan. I want to see objectively measurable results. Not a bunch of people standing around and hoping that the university does something. No, we take them to task. We tell them, ladies and gentlemen, what we expect, and if they do not implement it, we go further. Because they have a responsibility to us. We pay for this university to be run. Our parents provide the money for everything to function here. We are in charge, not the university. Ladies and gentlemen, sign my petition. Among others, the demands include the re-establishment of the green route, the Groenroute. We also demand that there is a penalty that can be imposed on the USDD should they fail to act in accordance with a specified standard. I don't want to go to the USDD to find the official in charge sleeping behind his desk anymore. I don't want to hear from my friends that they were robbed in some part just off campus and the USDD tells them that this is not their area of control. Something must be done, ladies and gentlemen, and nothing is going to be accomplished by standing around here. Go sign my petition, go find the link, and together we can do something more than the SRC has ever done. More than this protest will accomplish. I urge you, ladies and gentlemen, please, for me and for yourself and for your sisters and for your girlfriends, for your parents who worry about you every single day, every single night that you have to go out and test, for you, Dean Wilbert, who was abducted, for all these people, for me and for you and for everyone, go sign that petition, take proper action. Don't let the university intimidate you into thinking this is the only thing you can do, because it is not. I thank you.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry if I can have your attention. My name is MJ Dipino. I'm the SLC chair. Just a quick response from our side. We're not against the protest at all. And what you were just told was blatant lies. I'm not here to defend or to start a bashing. En ek sê se moerse rebels is klaar on. The short and the long story is that the original petition or the original protest was illegal because procedures weren't followed. So it wasn't followed through the municipality and it wasn't followed with regards to university structures. So protesting crime by holding an illegal protest is hypocritical. So at the end of the day, we had to make a decision to bypass procedures and be accountable through that, and also create a precedent for protest or any action forward and to come, and maybe be liable to SDKs or disciplinary committees from our side as well. But we called in the SLC for an urgent meeting to plan and to talk about what we're going to do. We actually called in the organizers who told us that their outcome with this protest had nothing to do with a bashing session or an intimidating session. You can't hold someone accountable without them being here. There's no management here, the municipality isn't here, and you can't be talking about accountability without proper input. Our proposal then, and the structure forward, was to keep the protest because we believe in the protest for crime. We believe in students' voice being heard. And thus we decided, let's go on with the protest, but on a more sustainable level. So in coherence with the organizers, we are hosting more than one protest in next term, and furthermore, it's a campaign from now on to actually have a mandatory a memorandum going out, circulating through all students, having management, municipality, even the police, have everyone here to be held accountable, to give them a sustainable plan forward. We can't sit here and just have remarks about what happened and the complaints we have without giving solutions and proactive solutions. And that's all I'm trying to say, that at the end of the day we tried to have a sustainable plan which we incorporated with the organizers into this protest. It's not about university, SLC as their watchdogs and the students. I'm writing on Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. I'm just a student like every single one of us are. At the end of the day, we're here to represent you and to make your voice being heard at management level. And that's what we're doing. Throughout the past 2 months, we had 70, 80 emails between management and us. We had about 17 meetings with management about the point of security. On Monday morning, before all of this happened, before the protest was engaged, and before the kidnapping happened, we had a meeting with the rector himself and his management team, demanding that we want to increase security on campus, and we have a plan to do that. The plan is open, guys. The plan is open. I understand the communication effort. The plan, guys, is open. And we'd love to share with everyone. We're all about accountability. The communication is flawed in a sense. And we started distributing it to all the houses, all the prims and so forth. But the idea with the campaign was to make it more sustainable than just one event. That's the main reasoning behind it all. I don't know if there's any specific question now that you want to ask. I think we can take a couple. But then I unfortunately have to go, and I have an open door policy where everyone can see me. You can email me at amy@dipinot at sun.ac.za, or you can come to the SLC offices. Yeah, let's take a couple of questions. 1, 2, 3. Yes, sorry.
Hi everyone. My name is KG, and I'm going to tell you guys a story that happened to me. This is not exactly about protest, but it's about venting. It's about the university not acknowledging that, especially girls, we need protection. And twice this happened to me, where I was walking back home, right past the library, admin A, and this was like 10 o'clock. This is usually a somewhat safe period, because the shuttle's still there and everything. But there was not a single person on campus at that time. And what had happened was, right behind me was this man. I won't describe his race, whatever. But right behind me was this man who had pulled down his pants, and he had been masturbating right behind me as I was walking. And as I'm walking, I only realized when he was this close to me after hearing that disgusting sound. I turned around and I screamed, "Campus security!" And nobody was there. Second time it happened when I was walking right past here during the day. This was at 7 o'clock when people should be around anyway. And I was walking past and there was another man and he was just jerking off there with the freaking vibrator. And I screamed again, "Campus security!" And there was still nobody there. This is very problematic and it's very traumatizing. You don't want to walk around and have to fear chronic masturbators. It's not fair. That's not why we're here.
Dis net want ek almal soek net 'n kort termyn oplossing van dit hoef my protes gaan uitgestel word na volgende kwartaal en een op dit en een op dit en dit voel so 4 jaar plan en ek dink ons op onmiddellike vraag na 'n verandering. Dit is ons soek antwoorde en ons wil net graag sien iets gebeur en ons van alles stil.
Guys, just some quick response on that from my side and give the opportunity for Karl as well. I understand the concerns, I understand that crime is relevant on campus. We're not arguing that. As I said, I'm just a fellow student with the same mandate, the same impact that crime has on my life as any one of us. On Monday morning, just past 7, I had a screen outside my res, and I ran out into Victoria looking for someone to help. At the end of the day, we both have the same idea and the same mandate, and we're engaged in the same problem. We're not part of management, the SLC, that's all I'm trying to say. We have a plan for a sustainable solution with regards to this campaign. But at the end of the day, if we commenced with an illegal protest against crime, it would not have the intention that it was, the intentional purpose would not be sufficed. That management would not respond to an illegal campaigning about crime. So we had to follow the correct procedures to actually have an impact that's sustainable and relieve these problems. We took these problems to the director and his management team, and we've been talking about it. And we demanded action on Monday. That there's only a couple of Green Route patrollers, USPD patrollers through night. There's no one visible on the road plane. And we've been talking about this and we've been demanding action. All I want you to know is that it's not a fight between the university and SLC and students, that we have the same ideas and mandate and we represent your voice to the utmost professional and efficient way we can at management level. That's a promise I can make to all of you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. A student was forced to do the SLC's work for them. I had to go organize this speaker by myself for the SLC to have his say to you. Nobody else could have spoken. If this wasn't here, this is what they didn't want. Speakers. They didn't want speakers here to speak to you and clear the issues. But tell you, what kind of student voice is that? That's not the student voice, that's not representation. I'll give the crowd a chance to speak if you want, because this is what is necessary. Now, you've heard a lot of words like sustainable and critical discussion. That's what the SLC always peddles out. It's useless. There's no action being taken. I tell you, the SLC last night, all that was necessary for them to make this protest legal or illegal by university standards. All that needed to take place for them to make this legal was to sign a document. That's it. And they refused on the basis that they could have easily signed that. That's it. I'm telling you, the SSC is trying to cover its own arse. Go look at the term report, the safety portfolio. There's nothing planned. Nothing has been done. This was not part of the original planning. I don't know what Emia has done subsequently, but he's not done anything. Go look at their planning, firstly. Secondly, what we wanted to do today was have an SLC member to be held accountable so you could ask them questions. That's taken place now by force of will, not by some kind of stupid procedure. Now, who wants the mic?
Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to clear up some confusion. This seems like it's a fight between Karl and the SLC. This whole initiative started, there were 4 girls living in a flat and they felt unsafe. and they decided we need to raise awareness, we need to get campus more unified and more vigilant as to the crimes going on in our student community. Not only within the student community, but also on the further outreaches of Stellenbosch, to create awareness and to work to something, not to have a toy, to hold someone accountable. That's not what we're here to do. We're here to create awareness. Please sign the petition at the back next to the board. Please stay out on the board. Let's just do what we can do. We're not here to have a debate. We're not here to hold anyone accountable. We're here to create awareness, and everyone that speaks up here means a lot.
Already, man. Everyone is already aware of crime.
Carl, dis jy debate nie, op pad.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. I think the gentleman made a very valid point. Let's not be manipulated. What Nadia and her friends came here to do was to create awareness about a problem that exists and that affects each and every one of us. Yes, we do know. And the issue here is not necessarily safety only. The issue here is also whether or not we feel safe. The issue of feeling safe when you walk home from the SS to your residence, or when you walk from your residence to the DLC. And what Karl is trying to do...
You can't feel safe because security sleep at night.
Okay. I'd also like us to also again, for us to engage properly. I think one of the values that we can pride ourselves on is to respect those that address. And if you'd like to address the crowd, then you're more than welcome to have the mic after me. But I'd really appreciate if you don't disrespect me while I'm speaking. I want us to also remember the fact that we are not here to say that one body is doing the job and another body isn't doing the job. Because when we do blame shift, we are taking away the complete focus of what Nadia and her team and many of us came here to do. The fact that one of our fellow students was nearly abducted is an issue not necessarily for the highest representative body on campus, but because I am a student and I have that fear as well, and that I can resonate with that student because she is a student just like me on campus. So what we really need to do here is to think critically on how we approach this matter in future. So what we can do is support Nadia and her friends and say to the municipality and say to management and to use the resources we have available. The SRC is one of those mechanisms. The irony though is that Mr. Kemp has not visited the SRC office. He has not come and asked what the SRC has been doing, but it is easy for us to blame or to say things when we are informed. So one, our SRC reports, our SRC term reports, our year planning has been on our website. We have an open door policy. So you are more than welcome to come and ask us. You are more than welcome to invite us to student parliament. That's what we expect of you. You know what's funny? Sometimes we organize events. Well, in fact, if we don't organize events, people complain. If we do organize events, then people don't pitch. So we're also in some sort of catch-22, and this is a brilliant initiative that the SRC fully supports, that we fully endorse, because we believe that action needs to be taken. So come the third term, I would like to invite all of you, where Nadia and the team, in partnership with the SRC, will hold management, will hold the municipality, will hold the mayor accountable to see whether there has been progress in terms of what we want to achieve. There is a memorandum in terms of what they want to achieve, so make the effort to go and read the memorandum. Make the effort to read the petition, sign the petition. Don't just be a passive citizen that is there to shout and shout and shout, but you're not engaging in the process. We would like to invite Karl to be a part of the process. In fact, Karl, you can add your suggestions to the solutions that we want to have on campus. That would be brilliant, actually. So you're more than welcome to form part of Nadia's team. You're more than welcome to form part of the task team that will hold management accountable in future. But I think we really need to stop blame shifting and support the initiative of what this was initially intended for. Thank you.
How's it going, guys? I really agree with Karl, because I've been at this university for 6 years now, and crime has just been getting worse and worse every year. So the SRC, you guys are doing what you're supposed to be doing. I understand that, and you're following the correct channels, and that's good. But all it takes for crime to flourish is for good people to stand by and do nothing. You know, we all stand around and just see we're just victims all the time, and nothing ever changes. And we're too scared to commit a crime by organizing an illegal event while people are being raped and murdered. You know? It's ridiculous. We're too scared to go and walk around on the rape lane because what's going to happen to us, really? If we organize an illegal event, what's going to happen? You're not going to get locked up, you're not going to get arrested. The people are raping and murdering and stealing and going wild, you know?
That's the real stuff.
You know, that's what really is the issue. So, SLCU guys are following the correct channels, that's true, but you must understand that this is reactionary. This is the build-up of everyone being fucking pissed off for so long, being victims of crime. This is the natural outburst that's going to happen. So unless the issue is addressed, you're going to see bad things happening, vigilante justice, whatever, you know? I just want to tell you guys a little stat that a lot of people don't know. Who of you have had a bicycle stolen on campus? Pretty much everyone has owned a bicycle, okay? So, did you know that on average 70 bicycles are stolen on campus every month? That's from the SFS in Stellenbosch, as we're told. That's reported. So, let's say the average cost of a bicycle is what? Give or take 4,000 rand. If you take expensive ones and cheap ones into account, 4,000 rand. That works out to 300,000 rand a month. Which, let's take a few zeros off that, adds up to about 3 million rand a year in bicycle theft. Now, who of you have had your bicycle stolen and ever had it returned to you by the police? No one. So, if they can't even ensure the safety of our bicycles, how the hell are they going to ensure the safety of your sisters and girlfriends and daughters? Now, I'm not pointing fingers at the SLC or the university or anything, well, I suppose I am, but this is a real issue that needs to be addressed, you know? What have they done about bicycle theft? They've put up a few cages around campus where you can park your bike. I've seen like 2 or 3, okay? That are not big enough to accommodate everyone's bicycles, and it's a bit of a mission to get your bike in there. But bicycles are still being stolen. Bicycles are being stolen from inside my department, National Science Department. Bicycles are being stolen from inside. You know? It's absolutely ridiculous. So if they can't even address basic crime like that, you know, that just shows there's no will. And people are pissed off, people are angry, and something's got to be done. And the SLC can shout at us for standing here and being angry and shouting about our rights, but this is the reaction. This is what's bound to happen. So something's got to be done.
We're coming together for the wrong reasons. I think that we shouldn't be, I do agree that yes, the SLC needs to make certain things like to help this campus be more safe, but at the end of the day, this is South Africa and crime is increasing everywhere, you know, and yes, it used to be more safe than it is now, and that is a problem that we need to deal with. But I do also think that we should all stick together, because the people we are holding accountable are the criminals, not the campus, not the university, and they're not here. So the criminals are the ones that we should try to all get together to, you know, obviously get rid of. And yes, I do agree that more money should be spent on security and stuff around campus, definitely. But at the same time, I don't think that fighting with each other about it is going to really help. And yeah, I think that we just need to put more processes into order to actually just help everyone actually fight this and stick together to do it, not fight with each other about it. Oh, and one more thing, I've personally been whistled at by policemen, stopped once I was walking home in the day. I've had my purse stolen right out of my bag in Acrestad. The crime is increasing, and it's a sad thing, but it is, and we need to actually just stick together to try to, you know. Yeah, I mean, the campus, no, well, but I mean, at the end of the day, the SRC can only do so much, and we do need to pressure them to do more, but they are not going to cure crime in South Africa. Yes, they can, and I think that they will after this. I do think that they will, but what I'm trying to say is that I don't think we should be fighting with each other about it.
Yes.
So ladies and gentlemen, just to give some context, in order to facilitate the discussion, you first have to begin to get on ground levels with everyone, which is what I did before I was interrupted. But that being said, that's out of the way. What we need to do now is that, like this lady said here, we're looking at all the problems in our society. And yes, we acknowledge we don't live in a utopia, but I'd like to hear the different ideas that we can do and that we can implement to combat this crime. Are there any ideas that we'd like to discuss?
I really understand your plight. When I was just a student at Stellenbosch, I felt exactly the same way. It's the reason I made myself available to the SRC, because I feel like if you want something to be done, then you have to just do it yourself. And we do have certain communication challenges at the university, and we do, as far as we can, we spread it. We spread it to Hawkers, we spread it to Prims, we spread it to the RKSS, we spread it to student parliament. And with these channels, we do try and communicate more effectively with students. But our big problem right now is that students don't communicate with us. So we can sit and have all these plans, but if our plans aren't based on anything that's really happening in Stellenbosch, because I can say at Stellenbosch University, I'm one of those people that live in the bubble that say that it's very safe, because I have not been a victim of crime in Stellenbosch. I have heard of incidences. I really have. But again, it's always a friend of a friend of a friend of mine, and she was actually kind of there by the 2 towers, and it is actually a Nooitgedacht, and it's I'm just saying, it's irrelevant, but reality is that we need, we need your guys' input. Okay? And there are certain communication channels which you can use. And if you don't feel like those communication channels are effective, by all means, complain and tell us, and we will think of new ones. Because as it stands, as communication of the SRC, I think, no, thank you. This is why I'm here as well, so I can see. And trust me, we're going to go sit and we're going to do something better. We're going to do more, and it's not going to stop here. I'm like, hold me accountable. Tosca Ferndale, hold me accountable to it. I'm telling you, we've got to do something more because of this outcry. And we think that's why we support the protest, because we think it's brilliant, we think it's great, and we think it's nice that students are coming and they're saying, this is how we feel, this is what's going on. And yes, Carl, there weren't going to be any speakers. There was many, many reasons, and if you had the meeting last night, you would have known. But we can make those, we'll make an official statement of everything that was said. We recorded the entire thing. We'll put the podcast on our website if you want to hear what happened at that meeting last night. I'm just saying that we have power here now. But reality is, next term, when student parliament posters go out, inviting people to student parliament, how many of you guys are going to pitch? How many of you guys have sent an agenda point to student parliament? How many of you guys have put an agenda point on the SRC's agenda, which you can do? How many of you guys have attended an SRC meeting, which you can do? How many of you guys have come to our offices and complained and said, you guys, there's always someone there. And if there's no one there, they tell you like they'll be back at 1 o'clock. There's always someone on duty. There's always someone that can be held accountable. But we need you to hold us accountable. We need you to come to us. We need you to complain. We need you to use the resources we have effectively. And again, we also can't just go and say like, oh, there's a problem. And they're like, but where are your backers? Like, we need you guys' evidence as well. So we're not here to be like, oh, high and mighty. We're here to say we want to partner with you. But you guys need to be willing to partner with us too.
Ek dink dit is reg om die kode op die dekking te plaas om altyd iets vir 'n dag te kom met jou strukture. Soos die ESB. En dan stap ek by die ESB, dan sien ek hulle oefen om op Sedgeways te ry wat R30.000 kos. Dan sien ek hulle jaag opnag op hulle groen motorfiets op die rooi plein met 'n moerse spoed. Ek kan nie sien enigiets gaan help nie. Dan het hulle hierdie vierkante karretjies, nou sien ek hulle weet nie mekaar anders gebrand is. Hoe kan daai fonds effektief aangewend word as dit as die resultaat is?
I just want to clear up the reason why I shared my story. I try and be as faithful as I can to attend student parliament if I don't have a test or get distracted somehow. But late last year, there was a student parliament where in that same meeting, it was raised the issue of introducing cameras. I don't know if you guys remember that meeting. And in that same meeting was also raised the problem of security. And what they were basically going to say, there was sort of a debate between, well, the cost of it and actually doing it. And after students were ramping and raving, they finally said, okay, cool, we'll increase security around campus. And what happened almost immediately, I remember that because it was exam time and I was riding second up, almost immediately around every corner there was a USBD guy on a motorbike or just walking around. They had walkie-talkies. They usually offered to walk me home, and I thought that was sort of a bugger because some of them would nag on me. But you know, there were so many all in all, and it was almost impossible to even find people kissing on the corner because there was a USBD guy. That's how good it was. So my question is not pointing fingers at like your fault or your fault, but I'm basically saying what happened because it was there, it was almost immediately implemented, and during January everything just disappeared. So yeah.
Okay guys, a lot has been said. The SLC has had their chance, thanks to me organizing the mic. Thank you. Nothing else would have been said. Everybody wants structures, everybody wants solutions, everybody wants something to be done. At the end of the day, have you been inside Admin A recently? Have you seen the Fort Knox security they built? Have you seen the new SRC officers? Imagine what that would have cost. The SRC's budget is $500,000 per year. They have 3 administrative officials tending to their fucking needs. Imagine what their salaries are. This is what your parents are paying for. And what do you get in return? Nothing.
That's the university.
The point is, there's 500,000 rand being spent on what, Oscar? Secretaries that are paid 1,500 rand for taking minutes. That's in the term reports, don't deny it. Everybody else wants anything to say, you can wrap it up, but I think the point has been made. The mic will be available, but I can't keep the poor gentleman from Hoya all day. Yeah, rambling. If you look at the memorandum I've sent around, and I guess their memorandum will be essentially the same as mine, seeing as I wrote the original, then you'll see that the demands are
Why is it about you?
that there's a forum.
Why is it about you?
It's not about me.
You just said it is your
It is the memorandum I wrote. I'm using it as a point of referral. And that's me shouting at you, by the way, not talking in a low voice.
He's the one who took action. It's not about him.
The memorandum, you'll see the demands. One of them is a forum, like I've mentioned before, that includes all the community role players. If you sign that petition, I promise I will take it straight to the highest level of management. Sign the petition, get involved.
Ladies and gentlemen, just as a final comment, this type of robust dialogue is what's important on campus. This is the type of dialogue that we try to promote, or that we have promoted for every student parliament sitting. So we thus urge you, if you have your concerns, send in your agenda points. We'll get in the necessary officials, high managers, we'll get them all in, and then there we can make the necessary changes.